think we are live. We got some people in the chat here. Sup? Sup? Sup, Adrian? Cool. See who else is in there. Let us know you can see us and hear us okay. Stefan, you want to say a few things?
Hey folks, back again on Wednesday with Jason.
It's us. Alright, cool. So yeah, if you're out there, let us know you can see us and hear us okay. And we'll probably start with Stefan's screen first. So if you want to share your screen in Skype,
Of course.
I will swap out our stuff. And let's switch. There we go. Switch to you. Cool. All right. So hopefully everyone's seeing Stefan's screen now.
So yeah, today we're going to work more on the stats page, which we started last week, which we transformed from a raw HTML file to a Laravel blade view with some sections, we called it last time, and resources and metrics. And last week we stopped with a little problem we had. In the initial design, we prominently displayed the percentage values above the name. So that's what we're going to work on today. So we thought about that we add some sort of type to the metrics we defined last week. So let's hop over to Sublime Text. And I'm just updating the migrations from by hand, not using Blueprint. It's a bit easier right now. So let's go into our metrics table and add a new column. It's called type. Make it nullable. And in our model, where we have it.
Do we want to change stat to value as well? I feel like we said that, or you said that last time on the stream, and then I feel like, yeah, and then later in my mind I thought we made it value. So yeah, let's do that too while
let's change it.
Cool.
So update fillable stuff, type.
Nice.
That should be it. Let's update our seeders. We have controllers, a lot of metrics. That should work. So the type, how should we call this stuff? I think the percentage.
Yeah, maybe this is where, like,
percentage.
if one's just a stat or like a number, yeah, maybe number. Like if it's just a raw number, like.
Yeah.
A number in the cent, cool, yeah, and then percentage, yeah, that makes sense. And then like maybe we don't really have one right now. We could throw one in here just for the quick purposes of the demo, but like we could maybe make one also that's like graph or pie chart, or we can get specific.
Yeah. What do we call this?
I mean, even though there's not one for model, we could just, or controller, we could just, yeah, just to make another one so we can demo kind of the differences.
Let's call it just that.
Yeah, and then the value here's probably that's probably going to be like goofy JSON
Should be an array or something.
Yeah. So, but yeah, for now, we'll just throw that in there.
Let's leave it like that. Let's go to models. I've added those in the behind the scenes last week.
Oh, nice.
Let's update those two, because here we also have this has many, which is just a text.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun. Value. Type number. That's percentage. Maybe we call this just text. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it basically ends up looking like percentage, but yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
Maybe in the future we could change, I don't know, the colors of the text or something, or font sizes.
Yeah. Yeah, I like just kind of incrementally hacking at it until we get to where we want to go. So I think this
I
is
think
good.
for the start,
Yeah,
we just differentiate between number and the rest, I think.
right on.
So let's reseed my database here. It didn't run the seeders. What was it? DB seed class.
Oh, I got you, because they're...
Seeder. So
I don't think it... Yeah.
I have a alias for
Yeah.
artisan. I
Nice.
forgot that.
Arty.
Yeah. Like the artisans we are. Model metric seeder. So that should still work. Yeah, it doesn't show something because we changed
Yeah, stat to
the color.
value. Yeah.
So let's go to our section here. And also in the behind the scenes, I added a little blade component.
Nice.
So we just loop over the metrics of a section, pass the metric.
Oh, you passed the whole metric
Maybe we
in.
could
I
change
gotcha.
that now.
No, I mean, I think that's good. I wonder, does the blade component actually, I haven't used them a whole lot. Does it actually get like model metric, or does it get like a two array version of it?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Let's DD and
I
find
think
out.
that's
I mean, it probably gets the model.
everything.
Yeah. You can just at DD. It's a legit blade directive.
You and your knowledge.
Find all the little streamlines. Yeah, it is
Oh,
it
yeah.
is a model. Cool.
Model.
Okay, cool. So it gets the full thing. Nice.
So we called it value. Let's change that.
So
here
yeah,
we are.
Looks the way it did before. Cool.
So towards the changing of the layout a bit, let's just keep it very simple. Just make an if statement here. So if type is number,
yeah,
we just display it the old way, like this one.
Sure.
Now something should be gone, shouldn't it?
Yeah,
exactly.
And we could
just switch things up here and switch the margin top so it looks nice. That should hopefully work.
Yeah. Yeah, minus the pie chart. But I think we get the idea. Like, we could keep hacking at this. And honestly, like, I would probably just put the logic in the component and just have it be smart enough to know, like, oh, if you're this type, display this view, like render this view. So it's even kind of less work for us to do.
So that we move that logic to a different component, you mean? Or
well, it's the same component, but view components can be backed by, I think right now you might be using like, I think what they call like an inline or an anonymous component.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But if you generate one that has like a view backing or like a component backing, which I think is just in a components directory, I think. We could generate another one and just hack it.
Currently, it's just a blade view, as you said, without the class.
Yeah.
Exactly, do that.
Yeah,
we
so
could create a class and add the logic there.
Let's just artisan make another component without the inline flag, and we'll just kind of see where it puts things and hijack it.
Call it metric. Is it?
Well, it might override your stuff if you call it metric. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, not override it, but...
So let's call it something different. Maybe metric new.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to get rid of it either way. It's just to get the boilerplate stuff it gives us. Yeah.
me remove the other
there it is, yeah.
class.
So you can keep, oh, I was going to say you could
Yeah,
keep
we can
metric.
keep it, yeah.
That's fine.
Ah,
Just change it to metric and it should be good. But what I was thinking was like in the render, we could do the ifs there and then toggle like a different view.
okay. So we extract this stuff like in a
They
metric
almost,
number.
yeah, I mean, I think Adrian was kind of saying it in the chat, like, yeah, they almost become like individual partials then, not really components.
Let's do that. Let's
So
have like a metric.
it's kind of a weird, yeah, it's kind of a weird use case to use components because we're still using like partials and stuff, so it feels a little goofy, but I think as we add more logic that generates the graph and determines what the output, we're going to see that the metric or the component, starts to take shape. That class starts to have a lot of little helper methods in it that would otherwise be pretty ugly.
Mm.
So, so yeah, just a step in that direction I think would be good.
So let's just create a partial, I think. It's probably the easiest way. If that's okay for you.
Yeah, I think just in the partials just make like a metrics partials
Folder.
in there and then we'll have those be like each one of the types and we can even at that point we could just have this component like render that section. I mean, you could get real fancy and just make component after component after component, but I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know
really
if we're
fancy.
gonna need all that. Yeah.
That's partial metric number. Let's pass the metric.
It should inherit it, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it works perfectly.
Cool. So let's.
Or yeah.
I was gonna say the real dynamic thing we could do now is instead of underscore number, you could just concatenate the metric type.
Yeah.
And now we don't even need like any logic anywhere.
Yeah, metric type. And then what do we have? Text and.
Well, you kind of do that underscore convention, so don't forget your underscore there.
Oh yeah. Thanks.
Cool. And yeah, now if we just make another one for number and graph and text.
Did we call it metric user? Percentage. And controller.
I think we had a pie chart.
Pie chart. Ooh, where is new file? So metric, text, that's all gone. Oops.
Is that the right one? Yeah, the value's on top. Okay.
That should work, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pie chart is gone.
That's
yeah,
all right.
Exactly.
We could steal pie chart just from the original markup for now, just for giggles. Just so it looks a little fuller. And then we can make that more dynamic later.
This is the original file, just HTML.
Yeah.
Just searching, here's the chart and the script. It's indented a bit. Probably something's missing. Yeah.
Maybe the container.
Wait a second. How would you call it? How does the original look? I think a bit different.
Is it just stats or stat? Yeah.
Original?
I think it might just be stat. Yeah.
Oh yeah, just like that. That's a bit better, the pie chart, not the bar chart.
Gotcha. Just search. Oh yeah, you got it. Okay.
That should look much better. Yeah. That's one.
Are we missing any part of the container though? Like we don't have the mass assignment
title
stuff. Yeah. So let's go to stat.html and just slow down just for a sec, because I feel like...
Yeah, I'm a bit fast today.
Okay, yeah, you got it. The
Here's
H3.
The thing, so...
And we could at least make this dynamic based on the metric title. Cool. Cool.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I think some margin is off.
One more thing, if we go back to the metric component.
The metric, yeah.
I don't think we need that props thing anymore.
I think it's, yeah.
Or well, we should probably be setting it through our view component class now, I guess is what I'm...
Yeah. Let's do that.
So I think the way to do it is to, exactly. And then I think it has to be, public. You got it. Nice. I mean,
I'm more of a fan of those anonymous components, so I'm not the most professional.
I would have stuck with one too. But again, I think once we start actually generating those graphs and stuff, we're gonna probably want something a little cleaner.
So just to test that everything works, let's just DD the metric here.
Sure.
Should see something. We don't.
Are we... Let's kill that old metric new just for giggles. And then what's in metric.blade?
Just our previous code with the partial include.
Interesting.
Yeah, maybe you just skip that. I'm really not the most knowledgeable person here with blade components.
Yeah, but I agree though. It should be DDing out of there. Should. Oh, let's go back and look at the top level blade component thing in our section or whatever that is. Whatever our top view is, section.blade.
Yeah, X metric.
Yeah, that looks right.
Let me check the docs.
Yeah.
Or aren't the blade components registered somewhere? Maybe.
They should be auto-registered, I think. I don't think you have to turn anything on unless you're doing fancy names, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, they are auto-discovered.
I don't know why this would totally matter, but I don't know, maybe just do a composer dump autoload just for giggles. Just since we generated that metric like after the fact.
Maybe.
I'm not too optimistic on that, but it's worth a try.
Nope, still works.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's do this. Let's commit. Let's just commit what you have as like, refactor to view components or whatever, I'll pull it down on my side and we'll see if it's all kind of still working too, or if we get an error. Because my guess is, yeah, maybe there's something that got like cached isn't the right word, but I'm just kind of spitballing.
Yeah, maybe. Let's add refactor to add type to metric.
Cool.
And I just commit the CSS file.
Oh, yeah, you won't need to do
or
those.
should we skip that?
Yeah, I'd skip
Okay.
those. I'll probably set them up to be ignored. So.
Then it's live on GitHub for you.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna switch back to our screens instead. There we go. There's us. Let's minus your share screen. Let me share my screen with you now. Or actually, if you want to stop sharing.
Yeah.
And I'll do. I finally got my lights set up, so we'll do a light demo while we're sharing. Check this out. Here we go. Look, yay, hue lights. So this is just my desk lamp light, which is actually, that's pretty good for. That might be.
That looks great.
We might just like leave it like that for the time being. What do we think? Here, let's change the tones of this. Here we go. Here's like a tropical. Whoa, can't see me anymore. It's Savannah. What was I on? Arctic? No, that's like way blue. Can't even see me. It's like dark mode.
I think that's fine.
Yeah. There we go. That's fun. All right, good stuff. We'll just leave this alone for now. Okay, let's get back to coding. So let's do that. We're in the corner, and everyone should be seeing my command prompt now. Or I got to share my screen with you, because you can't see me.
Yeah, that would be great.
Let's share screen with you. Oh, no. Supposedly Skype had an update, so it's not letting me share my screen with you. Probably until I bounce Skype, which sucks.
Then just skip that, or
okay.
That's fine.
All right. You could be delayed on YouTube and follow me. Okay, cool. Let's do a git pull on my side. And you said you did some stuff with Tailwind, so I'm going to do like an npm install.
Yes.
All right.
And npm dev, I think. Yes.
npm run dev, yeah.
Yes.
Cool. All right, we'll give that just a sec. Get a drink. Let's bring up probably PHP Storm, shall we? And I think I have Laravel Stats going on in here somewhere. Thinking about it. No Laravel Stats. Let's create a new one. npm audit. What's wrong with you? Whatever. Composer update. That should be fine. Workspace. Let's go to Laravel Stats. Finish. All right. Yes, Comrade Elmo. Totally agree. It was annoying. It worked like last week when we did it, so it's kind of funny that it must have updated it or some kind of policy change or something. I don't know. But I didn't check that before we started, and I don't want to lose Stefan on the live stream, so we'll keep going. Okay, so we were just doing... Oh, Composer's still running. So let's take a look and make sure I got everything. So we got app, view, component, metric. Here it is. All right, and we dump out component metrics. That makes sense. All right. Got all my stuff, and you said do npm run dev, and then we probably want to do migrate refresh. Do I still have my SQLite database? Yes, I do. Awesome. And I think I still have, yeah, SQLite. Okay, cool. I hadn't run this since last week. So we'll check on this view component thing real fast, and then what I want to do is build a command that'll just take that view and dump it out to a static file, and then just like a simple little shell script that can kind of just rsync a couple of these things up. So, cool. Seems like npm ran, so that's all good. So now let's run PHP artisan migrate fresh, and let's do db seed, and then dash dash class equals, what are they? Not
Model
migration.
seeder and
Okay, controller
model metric seeder.
metrics seeder and model metrics seeder. Model metrics seeder. All right, PHP artisan serve and section. Okay, here we go. Cool. I actually have an error on my side. App view components metric must be of instance app view components metric. Instance of app metrics given. Yeah, I got it. Just a little.
Didn't import a class.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Just a little import there. Don't update it. Let me import it. Why aren't you letting me import it? Oh, it's a it's a metric onto itself. Okay, I see. App metric. There we go. Yeah, our class is called metric, and so is the model, so it actually wasn't easily importable. Okay, so it seems to be running. I'm going to throw that DD back in here and just see what happens. It DDs for me, so interesting.
Yeah. My machine probably.
Yeah, it must have just been something with that metric thing. I don't know. Maybe it was cached in some way or something. Because yeah, you should have gotten that error that I just got about the import. Anyway, it's all working, all good. Yeah, kind of goofy. They're both named metric. That's okay. We may end up changing that. We can call it like metric panel or something like that. Okay, so what I want to do now is just GST, and let's do PHP artisan make command. Let's just call it build command, I guess.
I think so, yeah.
And then in the build command, let's just get rid of all this cruft, and we'll call it stats build. Build the stats page as a static HTML. Or let's say build the, maybe we should call it output stats as static HTML page. Cool. And I'm going to change this to output. So stats output. Because maybe we'll have a build command that does like a bunch of stuff. So we'll call this output. Whoops. Let's use PHP Storm's handy dandy refactoring for that. So let's do, oh, I don't have my lights on, so I can't see. Output command. Do it. All right, we don't need the constructor. That's not doing anything. And then handle. So I think the easiest thing to do would probably just be what we do in the section controller, and just like take this as output. So just take the rendered view and then do something like file store, or is it put? I always forget the file facade.
File put, I think, yeah.
Yeah. So let's bring in the file facade put, and for now we can just say something like base path stat.html. I don't want to override our one, so I'm just going to prove that this works by dumping this high level. What is it not like? Oh yeah, of course, contents. So it's path and then contents, which would be output. Okay, cool. Let's PHP artisan. So here is stats output the stats as a static HTML page. Yay. Yes, you're right. I do need to render the view. Render. We don't need an argument. I think it just returns the output. Let's find out. We'll do stats output. ls g cat stat .html. Look at that. Awesome. I think it output everything.
Cool.
And it's doing mix, which is probably fine, I think. I want to test one more thing. I want to make sure that when we output, it's outputting like the production version of the app. So let's say we add some analytics to this, right? So I want to make sure that we can set the environment, which I know we can do with Artisan, but let's just kind of prove this real fast by going into the layouts. And I'll just do something real simple in the head and say something like at production, and we'll end production. And we can say something here just like, doesn't really matter. Let's just say script source equals /jmac.js. Cool. We'll just prove. Or well, I don't even need something that ridiculous. Let's just do something like HTML comment, analytics. Cool. And so let's run this command again, but this time let's do like env equals production cat stats, or well, I don't know why I'm catting it. Let's just go look at it. There it is, analytics. Cool. So it honors that, so that's all we have to do to get the stats output. Let me just demonstrate doing it without that, and look, our stats are no longer there. Or sorry, our analytics comment are no longer there. So I am going to do one more thing. I'm going to copy. I often just use a real simple deploy script. So I'm trying to think of another project. I'll just take it from my blog, for example. I should have a deploy script, yeah. I'm just going to add a simple little deploy sh. Okay, so we're not Jigsaw. So what we'll do is we'll do an npm run production, and then we'll do a php artisan --env equals production on this stats output. And then we'll basically want to kind of move all these files to like a temporary build location. I think would be the easiest thing to do. So what would I need to move? I would need we don't really need a robot.
Public directory, public CSS, the only thing?
Yeah, that's probably the only thing we need right now. Really just like copy it. I probably shouldn't move it, because I want it to be able to run when we do artisan serve. So I think the quick inclination would be like, oh, let's just copy everything from the public folder, but it doesn't make for like as clean of a rsync command. So yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll just do like a make dir some kind of build directory, and what we can do is copy -r on public CSS to build CSS, I think you have to say. And I know we don't have them right now, but let's just throw JS in there so we don't get weird later. And we'll actually just move the stat.html to build.index.html. And then we'll rsync. I'm going to copy out this rsync command for now. Or you know what, better yet, I'm going to do a -- try run. And we'll just send this to whatever, some build folder that's not really there. And then we'll finish by removing the build folder. Alright, let's see what this does. sh deploy, fingers crossed. So it's going to run production, which we should see. Did you say you set up the Tailwind purge?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So we should see some purge action here, which seems like we did. We got it down to 81K. Probably could do a little better, but that's a start. No CS or no JS file, which makes total sense. Dry run demonstrates outputting index.html and the CSS stuff. Created build directory. So here's what I'm going to do. Just for giggles, I'm not going to remove the build directory, and we're going to run this just one more time. That way we can just inspect the build directory. And then I will probably clean this up to do, yeah, so build directories here. Sweet, it's got app and it's got index. Okay, good enough. Nice. Okay, I think this is good. I'm gonna leave dry run there until we kind of get everything built. So yeah, I feel good about this. The last thing I'm gonna do is just tweak some gitignore stuff. So first of all, let's do a git add -p, and let's start with app. So yes, we want to fix the app metrics thing. So git commit -m. Let's, whoops, commit add missing import. Helps when I don't have two eyes. All right, gst git add. Let's add resources and app. And that should be good. So git commit -m, create output, or let's see, command to output static HTML page. Cool, and then let's add the deploy scripts. What else is in deploy? That's really it on deploy. The rest I want to add to gitignore, so git commit -m, deploy static assets to web server. Cool. And then what else can we do? Let's just throw some stuff in gitignore so we don't have to keep ignoring all those assets. So pretty much, I pretty much want to ignore public CSS and public JS. And I probably also just want to ignore the /build directory just in case it didn't get removed. So let's see how that looks. There we go. Oh, and the mix manifest. We probably don't need that either. So let's add this up here. Public mix manifest. There we go. And I'm not going to commit the log file right now just because who cares. Git add dot git ignore, git commit -m, ignore build files. Git push origin head. Awesome. Okay.
Cool.
Cool. So we have at least a rough way to output the generated bits. Let me go back to kind of our split screen here. So, okay, cool. So we have a rough way to generate the stats. Obviously, we need to tweak those, but you've built the different types of views already statically. So it's really just what's more important is starting to punch in the numbers. So in order to calculate some numbers, we need some numbers. So I'm going to kick it back to Stefan, and he is going to live open up the pull request. That's going to allow you to share your stats with this, and once we get a couple hundred, hopefully, we can start generating reasonable metrics, because otherwise there's only going to be like 5 of projects out there, mostly our own projects, which are really going to weigh the stats. So we'll get a few hundred to have like some statistical significance, as the cool kids might say. So we'll jump back to Stefan's screen and take us away, man.
Okay. So I'm here in Tower. I'm not the best in Git and terminal, so let's choose our metrics branch we have here and just push it to origin or publish. That takes a bit.
Sweet.
So if GitHub is still online and everything still works, there should be, here it is, our metrics branch.
95 commits. Whoa.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
We did a lot.
Yeah, we did.
So we'd actually been
of
working
work
on
here.
this, yeah, just for the audience, we'd been working on this for probably about a month now. Mostly Stefan's been
I
working
think
on
so,
it.
yeah.
And then probably about 2 weeks ago, I started putting this on the Laravel linter, which had been using the stats package before, but now we actually have metrics that we can, more readily build. There's just more with this dash dash share option. So this is cool.
Yeah, we started on June 14th, so 1.5 months ago.
Yeah, nice.
So that's online. Pull request 178. A lot of diff changes here. It's probably not the best or perfect code yet. There are a lot of changes, internal changes I have done. So I might go over that soon and refactor it a bit. But the core feature set is here. We will improve on that and add more metrics in the future, maybe. So this is the entire description, which goes into details how we had this idea and what everything has changed, like new options, what new metrics we generate. For example, the model mass assignment metric, which I think is really interesting to see which projects use fillable, which is guarded. It's an ongoing debate on Twitter all the time, so
Yeah.
that will be fun to see. So should we test that in our
let's pull down the
demo
metric
application
branch. Yeah, either a demo application or we can just use it against the Laravel Stats app. It won't have a whole lot of stats, but it'll be a good test.
Laravel Stats. Or no, let's just do it manually. Sublime. And include the package. That's metric.
Yeah, so we probably won't merge this right away. So for those that are watching now or in the future, if you want to test this out, which hopefully you're willing, you can start sharing your stats. Again, we want to get to maybe a few hundred projects before we publish that page anyways, because otherwise it's gonna be kind of empty and won't have very good charts or, again, statistical significance. It's hard to say. So yeah, if you point your dependency of this package to the dev-metrics branch, you'll be able to test it out and help us, see if there's any bugs, see if there's any other ideas you have of things that could be shared, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, let's just edit this here, just to add an install thing.
You can do it in one step if you want.
Oh, can we?
You can do it with composer require and then your package name and then :dev-metrics.
Cool. So composer require, just like that.
Yes, that should work. I'll test it on my side while we're hanging out. Maybe we should probably say update your project to include this branch or something like that. And while you're doing that, I'll do the same thing on my side. So composer require --dev, I guess probably we should say.
Oh yeah.
WNX Laravel -stats :dev metrics. We'll see if this comes down.
Yeah. I think my machine is a bit running out of CPU power, but
yeah, mine was taken off earlier when we were going, so. Cool. No, that command, that require dev command with the dev metrics colon is good. It worked for me. I just installed.
Cool. So maybe you can present if it works, or should we wait
Well,
here a bit?
we'll give it just a sec here.
Mm.
Uh-oh.
Master. What's
Oh,
happening?
is it WNX Laravel Stats?
Did I mess up my own package name?
It worked for me. Adrian says Composer version 2's super fast, and that's what we should be using. Well, worst case scenario, we
actually
can.
am using Composer too.
Yeah, when you're live streaming and sharing your screen over Skype, so you can pair, it's it's a machine killer.
Maybe let's use that here.
We'll try this one more time. But yeah, while we're waiting on that in the background, let's talk about the different options real quick.
Yeah. So a new thing that we've added is the share option, which basically collects all the data from the project, which is already displayed in the console. And as we said, some new metrics like model mass assignment or controller's form request injection, which detects if you use form request. It will bundle everything up into a JSON and send it to an API and collect those data and aggregate it. And in the end, we will display this on the stats page we just built and updated.
Cool.
Then we have a name option. Each project should have a name, so it doesn't count only. So it does only count once and not multiple times. So the API can detect, oh, you've sent 2 requests in 30 seconds or so. And we have the payload and the dry run option, which just is, we made this for ourselves for easier debugging. The payload option just displays the payload we send to the API. It's also great to inspect the JSON for yourself, so you can ensure we don't share any confidential code or something. We really just collect numbers, like how many controllers you have.
Yeah, we just want to make sure it's like fully transparent. So like not only is it an open source project, you can look at the code, but also, you know, you have an option that you can use to, when you do share, to see the exact API payload that is sent, you know, across the wire. So, and you can do a dry run too, again, just so you can kind of see how it all works without actually sharing, you know, any of your stats. So again, it's up to you whether you want to share. The stats package by default will not share anything without using this option, and then also confirming, we'll see here in just a second, that you actually want to share before it's sent. So
but yeah, here is the default output, which the package does for like 2 years now. So let's use art stats share. Now it asks us if we really want to share data with the community. We say yes. And the package automatically determines what the project name is based on the remote GitHub repository name. So it already detected that this is hosted on the Laravel Shift Laravel Stats. So we just use that. It's probably a better developer experience if this is already set.
Well, when it's defaulted like that, you don't have to say anything. You can just hit enter.
I think, yeah, that should work. Let's try it again.
So to that point, maybe we should make the first question like a no. Like its default's no.
Yeah.
Just in case people are like hitting enter a bunch. Unable to share stats. Uh-oh, that's not a good start.
Let's check the log.
Yeah, let's see what's up. Maybe I just didn't publish something.
Or something else. Wait a minute. Timed out. Uh-oh.
Hmm.
Hmm. That's not the best demo experience. But yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
Let
Sharing.
me check.
Well, at least it's attempting to share the stats.
Yeah.
I'll try to share
And
some on
you
my
also
side.
see
We'll see what
here
happens.
that you can already see what data will be shared. So let me just copy this and pretty printed here in Sublime. And now we see like, oh, we have a Blake component, which we defined earlier, or we have a controller, we have the default middlewares, the models we've defined, and the packages we've installed. Some unit tests, some seeders. That's basically it.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's check why it doesn't send.
It's sent for me, which is strange. I wonder just because, again, if your machine's like really spinning right now, I wonder if it's just not making that internet connection fast enough. Because the stats looked good in the
Maybe, yeah.
logs. Because let me check the database, but I just ran the same command you did on my side, and it seems like it went, but let me check.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah, I think that timeout, it sucks,
We should
but
increase that a bit.
yeah, we could maybe bump that up just to like maybe 2 or 3 seconds. But yeah, I'm seeing stats in the database, or a record in the database for those stats. So I see lines of code 1013, logical lines of code 93, 3 models, 3 routes, yada yada yada. So
Cool.
seems good.
With a bit of bump, it worked.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so I think we'll tweak those options off stream, but yeah, like I said, feel free to check these out with your own projects if you want. You don't have to share necessarily. Again, you can just do a dry run and see the payload, just kind of see how it works. But it'd be cool to test on your project anyways, because again, there's, as you saw, a lot of code that went into pulling some of these additional metrics and generating that payload. So we want to make sure to test it on a lot of different projects. So even if you don't share, you can still help by just checking out this branch and making sure you can still run stats or do a share with a dry run. So yeah, it'd be great. We really appreciate that because, like I said, once we have maybe 100 or so projects, then we can start, um, you know, we can start calculating stats that have like some significance to them.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, man. Well, I'm going to put our faces back on here. Boom, and no video. Cool. So, yeah, thanks everyone for joining live. Be sure, like I said, to check out Stefan's package. And hopefully next Wednesday we can launch the actual stats page with some real graphs and some real stats.
That will be pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, get those stats out there so we can start building up some significant numbers, and I'll incorporate this into Shift as well so we can get those numbers even quicker. And yeah, see you next week.
Bye-bye.